Hey there everybody, Mazarok here, and today I want to talk about the Protection Warrior changes coming for Dragonflight. So we got a new beta build that came out with some changes mostly, and by mostly I mean all, to the general class tree, which needed to occur if you watched my last video. And I gotta say, I'm really happy with the direction that they're going with this. So let's cover a couple of the changes and what could be possible with some of these builds going forward. But first, please like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Algorithm channel, comments helps. Yay! Woo! Do it, please! Yeah! I'm flabbergasted by all the support. I cannot believe how quickly we're just ramping up in those sub numbers. Thank you so much, everybody. If you wish to continue this conversation, have any questions about any of the tank specs, or just want a nice fun place to come hang out, there's a Discord link down below filled with absolutely amazing people. I cannot stress that enough. My goodness, thank you everybody in that Discord for being as awesome as you are. There's a Twitch link down below if you want to watch me stream, and as well a key review link if you want to submit a VOD, and a Patreon for if you wish to support me directly. But let's get into it. So a couple of the key changes that I want to highlight here. I'm not going to be highlighting every change, but I want to highlight a couple, right? And there's directions in which they're heading. The tree is not done yet, and it's very obvious by the placeholder talent right down here. So we are going to be seeing another iteration, but with the last iteration that we had before this one, there was definitely a lot of backtracking and a lot of things that made everything feel worse. And I personally did not like that direction that they were going in, and in this one, I really like the changes. Really like the changes. So, Crushing Force is now Shield Slam for Prot Warrior. Before, this was a node that only affected Slam, which is not even a button that's on Prot Warrior's radar at all, ever. So it was basically a dead choice. Now it is Shield Slam. Shield Slam deals an additional up to, we'll just take a point out of Avatar there, an additional 10% damage and deals 5% increased critical strike damage. Love to see it. Good. An actual choice to take here. I don't want to talk about concussive blows. What was the other one I wanted to talk about? Brain work. Barbaric Training. Revenge deals 40% more damage, but now costs 10 more rage. So instead of it costing 20 rage, it's going to cost 30, but you are going to get a 40% increase to revenge damage, and you can pair this with Seismic Reverberation. This is going to be very fun in AoE, and allowing you to play a revenge-focused build if you so choose to play one. There's still the Thunderclap build with Unstoppable Force if you want to play that. That's looking very good, very competitive, and this one here as well. So we're gaining different options, right? It's kind of moving into a place where we can choose kind of how we want to play, and things are seeming a lot more balanced. One of the things that I had talked about endlessly in all of my Dragonflight videos was how Shockwave being on this row here with Avatar, Spear of Bastion, and Thunderous Roar, even Thunderous Roar, it not being fully implemented or set, like it's not, this is still a work in progress, right? What felt bad. Like, it honestly felt bad because Shockwave on its own does not contend with Spear of Bastion, does not contend with Avatar, or even Thunderous Roar in whatever iteration that it was. It just straight up didn't. But now it will, because Sonic Boom is now a thing. Shockwave deals 350% increased damage and will always critical strike. That's huge. Shockwave is a great button for a full stop. It really is. It's a lot of fun to press, because you can just see a pack of casters, boom, they stop. And you can have this down to about a 25 second cooldown if you take the second talent, Rumbling Earth. But this is going to actually allow it to deal competitive damage and still be a full stop. Really good, and this actually puts Shockwave into the running as a contender for a talent. Now, in niche scenarios, Shockwave's not going to be a talent that you're going to take in 90% of the raid encounters, but it definitely is one that you're going to want to be using a lot more in Mythic Plus. So really good, and now the choices here are seeming a lot more strong. This is not a build, by the way, I just put talent points to put in talent points because I wanted to get to very specific ones to show them, so don't think, oh, this is what we're going to be playing in Dragonflight. No. I just wanted to get into very specific spots. The Thunderous Roar, they changed Thunderous Words as well, and this is, I'm really happy for, because if you've watched any of these videos, I've been advocating for a bleed-based Prot Warrior build, and this is going to allow this to happen. So this increases the duration of Thunderous Roar's bleed effects by 2 seconds, increasing it up to 10 seconds, and increases the damage of your bleed effects by another 20. So that includes Rend, and my guesses will include deep wounds. Let me just take a sip of that coffee and let this kind of sit in and work a little bit faster. So yeah, no, very nice. We're moving forward in a bleed-based build, which will have a lot of synergies with Bloodborne and Blood Surge. Because as of like the week before this or whatever have you not, you almost never took these because you had so many other good talent points to take that taking these kind of felt dead because your bleed effects, aside from Rend, were just not great. But this adds a nice big effect. One of the things that I still don't like about Thunderous Roar, and I think is going to make this still kind of hold it back a little bit, is the cooldown on Thunderous Roar being 1.5 minutes. Because right now, even if the bleed base is good, it still really kind of doesn't contend with Spear of Bastion. Like, these two are not equals, right? Like, Spear of Bastion with Elysian Might versus Thunderous Roar. Yeah, you're probably going to lean towards Spear of Bastion more. But if this was on a 1 minute cooldown along with Spear of Bastion, allowing you to choose, I mean, as of now, apparently Thunderous Roar does hit like a truck. Not gonna lie, apparently is really, really strong. It's just how good is the button to be to press on a 1.5 minute cooldown versus a 1 minute cooldown. And what you could do is just nerf the damage a little bit, right? Doesn't need to be much, but kind of bring it more in line with a 1 minute cooldown, and then you have an insanely competitive back row here. Like, stupid competitive, and could be a lot of fun. You could see a lot of synergies with Bloodborne, Blood Surge, and make you actually think about the talent choices that you take on both sides of the tree, because they can synergize super well with each other, right? Having 20% more Rend, Deep Wound, and Thunderous Roar bleed damage, all going within a 10-second period, could work crazy well, adding another 30%. We're going to take Punish out here, just because. Another 30% on top of that, because Bloodborne affects all of Prot Warrior's bleed abilities. Honestly, that sounds super fun and will actually make you think. And you wouldn't have to play this if you don't want to play a bleed-based Prot Warrior, right? You can take all of your points out of all the Thunders and just go Spear of Bastion. If that's the playstyle that you want to play, you could absolutely do that. And that feels super good. I really like this. That's going into a very good direction where you can choose Thunderclap or Revenge, Bleed or Spear of Bastion, and really, or what do you want to do, full stops? Not to mention, Prot Warrior is looking to be like a full stop machine. It's going to have stuns for days in Mythic Plus. Shield Charge, Storm Bolt, Shockwave, Intimidating Shout, Disrupting Shout. Man, like, we're entering Paladin's level of excessive stuns and CCs and kicks and all the fun stuff, and that I am so excited for. So many good things are happening into this tree. The hype train for Prot Warrior is now again starting to grow in me quite a bit. Like, I am absolutely, like, the last two builds, I was like, oh no, okay, I'm seeing the wrong directions here. I'm seeing a lot of clawbacks and a lot of backward stuff and less synergies. And with this one, they seem to have nailed it on the head. Not to mention sudden death. That's right, sudden death. Prot Warriors are going to have access to sudden death. This is going to be so good. I love hitting execute, and getting it for free is going to feel so good in like high tyrannical targets, priority target stuff. Lots of crazy good things here with sudden death. I really, really like it. Although Massacre, I think, is off the table, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm kind of okay with that. You know, I would rather get sudden death than Massacre, because you're going to be able to get way more executes throughout a fight with Sudden Death than you would with Massacre in all likeliness. I would have to see the exact procs per minute and things like that, and it also depends on how long the fight goes, right? On a higher Tyrannical key, where sometimes those bosses can last 3 or 4 minutes, you're definitely going to see a lot of use out of this, but in a smaller Tyrannical key, you could probably hit a lot more executes within that 35% window than with Sudden Death. So there is going to be some give and take to see there, but I really, really like the direction they're going with, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Are you guys as hyped for Prot Warrior as much as I am? Let me know down in the comment sections down below. Have yourselves a good one, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.